Welcome to another Everything DiSC demonstration video presented by Integro Learning Company. My name is Tristan, and today we will be exploring how your learners will be using Everything DiSC on Catalyst. In today's session, we will be focusing on the use of the workplace profile on the Catalyst platform. We are going to discover how Workplace on Catalyst will help your learners discover their own DiSC style, understand the styles of the people around them, and build more effective relationships. For those of you that have used the traditional or non-Catalyst version of the workplace profile, some of the content we are going to explore will likely be very familiar to you. This is because we are using the exact same Everything DiSC application, the workplace profile, but accessing it through the Catalyst platform. We begin on the Catalyst landing page. This is what your learners will see after they have completed their profiles and accessed the Catalyst platform. Today, we are using Matteo's Catalyst profile, and as you can see, they have an SC style. If I were to click on Learn About Your Style, this takes me to an introduction to the DiSC map. Here, I can see a summary of all 4 quadrants that form the DiSC map, and I can also see my dot placement. As I scroll down, I am introduced to my shading or comfort zone, and so begins my style story. You can think of this as the bones of the workplace profile. After reading and making notes on my style story, I come to the cornerstone principles. These are the most important things to keep in mind when using the Everything DiSC tool. This also leads into my first of many value adds for the Catalyst platform. I can listen to an in-depth podcast all about my DiSC style. These podcasts are a fantastic supplement to the style story and are narrated by Dr. Mark Scullard, the Senior Director of Product Innovation at Wiley. After exploring all about my style, I can navigate to the next section titled What Drives You? Here, I get to read about my workplace priorities. These are the areas that I tend to focus my time and energy towards in the workplace. I can also read about my motivators and my stressors, all of which will be very familiar to those of you who have used the traditional version of the workplace profile in the past. This brings us to my 3 strategies for effectiveness. These were originally found in page 16 of the traditional workplace profile and lay out 3 key strategies that might help me be more effective at work. These are personalized to me and my style and can be extremely useful as a starting point for creating my own action plan for building more effective relationships. This leads me into the next section of Catalyst titled You and Other Styles. Here, I am introduced to the 4 quadrants of the DiSC map again, but this time through the lens of my own DiSC style. This section helps me learn my initial reaction to each quadrant based on my style and get a greater understanding of what motivates them. This also leads to another great value add for the Catalyst platform, the styles in their own words. Here I can see 4 short videos of actors portraying the different DiSC styles. I get to see how each style reacts in different circumstances, as well as each style being personified to help me identify some of the characteristics in the people that I interact with. Below each set of videos, we are introduced to the first opportunity to experience the powerful collaborative side of the Catalyst platform. I am presented with some of my colleagues who have also completed a Catalyst profile and share the primary style of the quadrant I was just learning about. If I were to click on my colleague's tile, I'm taken to a digitized version of a comparison report between me and that colleague. When I'm viewing this comparison report, I can't see my colleague's profile story, but I can see some of the shared information about this person that will help me work more effectively with them. This page will tell me about what my colleague cares about, when to pull them in, and what things may stress them out. I can see our maps together, showing where our dot placement sits on the DiSC map, as well as any priorities that we might share. I can see our similarities and our differences, And I can also compare our tendencies based on how we both answered the questions in the DiSC assessment. These comparison continua can be a terrific starting point for having robust conversations about our working styles. They let us both see where our tendencies may differ or align, all of which comes together at the bottom of the page where I can see 4 situations or scenarios where I might need this information to build a healthy working relationship with this colleague. These scenarios include managing tension, connecting, collaborating, or getting buy-in, and each scenario outlines benefits, roadblocks, and tips that I can use whenever I experience any of these situations with my colleague. As we continue to explore the Catalyst platform, I have a choice of returning to you and other styles, where I can learn about my reaction to the other styles around the DiSC map, or I can progress to the next section titled Build Better Relationships. Previously, I was able to reflect on my initial reactions to the different styles around the DiSC map. On this page, I'm able to review strategies to connect, problem solve, and navigate tense situations with each quadrant, giving me tips and different approaches to building better relationships with the people around me. For each of the 4 styles, I'm able to understand what I can do when I need to be more effective, when problems need to be solved, and when things get tense. After reading about these approaches, I'm again given the opportunity to see which of my colleagues share this primary style and click on any of their tiles to access another digital comparison report, just like we saw earlier. If I were to return to my home landing page, I can also go straight to the Compare to a Colleague tool. This will allow me to search for and select any of my colleagues that have also completed a Catalyst profile and are in the same Catalyst organisation as me. This means I can access an on-demand comparison report whenever I need it. Coming back to our home landing page again, I can select the Build a Group tool. This selection allows me to build groups with up to 25 of my colleagues, and I can build as many groups as I need, whether that be the entire team or a specific project group that consists of just a handful of colleagues. From inside the Build a Group tool, I have access to 4 specific sections. The group map lets me see all of my team on a single DiSC map, as well as a list of all group members and their corresponding DiSC styles. The style insights will show me which team members are in each quadrant and also include a quick summary of what people with their primary style often care about. The group insights will give me a statistical breakdown of styles in my group, as well as some information about what it means when one style is more heavily represented, if there's evenly distributed styles within the team, or if there are a small percentage of people in any of these primary styles. This section also offers another piece of information that is exclusive to Catalyst, the Group Tendency Comparison Continua. Much like we saw in the one-to-one comparison reports with my colleagues, this section allows me to see my entire group plotted against 8 continua. This provides an excellent snapshot into my group, letting me see where members of my team vary in their responses to tendencies such as tactful versus frank, or structured versus unstructured. This transitions to the 4th section, Conversation Starters. This consists of 3 topics that encourage discussion about group dynamics within the team. These conversation starters can be used in team meetings or as part of a dedicated team building exercise, and they work by taking a pair of continua from the group insights, defining both ends of that continua, and prompting the group to discuss 3 questions about them and their team. These are open-ended questions designed to get healthy and robust conversations started, with outcomes designed to elicit both a personal reflection and a greater understanding of the different preferences within the team. Returning once more to our homepage, I can navigate to the Get Advice tool. This tool was designed to make the key takeaways in the comparison reports readily available for when learners are facing some of the most common problems with their colleagues. The tool provides me with access to advice on the following topics: connecting, collaborating, getting buy-in, and managing tension. I'm able to select a topic and then search for the colleague that I need advice on working with. This then provides a summary of our similarities and our differences, some tips that I should keep in mind, and strategies that I can use to take action. The Get Advice tool makes the information within Catalyst easily accessible and encourages your learners to leverage ongoing use of the application, ultimately helping you keep DiSC alive.